presentation will be sent to you at the conclusion of today's webinar. So no need to take notes on anything, but just follow along with us. And also, if you do have questions, please put them in the chat. We will be answering those throughout the event today. And as you join, if you can please mute yourself, that would be great. Thank you. But EmployIndy, this is EmployIndy's mission and vision. We are, like I said, the Workforce Development Board for Marion County. Our team works specifically with Marion County employers, and we work for Marion County residents so that they will have access and services to trainings necessary to secure a livable wage and grow in a career that meets employer demand for talent. We are very connected in the Marion County region. This is our ecosystem map that is available on our website. You can also scan that QR code. But a lot of what our team does is work with Marion County employers to connect to them to different organizations in the community that might help with talent pipelines. Also, we work a lot with the school systems in work-based learning and getting employers connected to youth or people that are disengaged from the workforce in school, which we address as opportunity youth ages 16 to 24. Our business partnerships team, like I said, works with Marion County employers. For those of you that don't know, the Department of Workforce Development has 12 regions within the state. If you can mute yourself if you are not already muted, that would be great. Thank you. We are Region 12, located in Marion County. This is a great map of our regional partners. So if you are on this call and you are outside of Marion County, but you would like to get connected with your local regional board, please let us know. Our contact information will be available at the end of the webinar today. And so we would be happy to make that introduction for you. So now we will get to the nitty gritty of why everybody is here. And we wanted to talk about the Next Level Jobs Training Grant through the Department of Workforce Development. I do want to specify that our presentation today is geared towards employers. There is a side to this grant called WRG or Work Ready Grant that is geared towards individuals and also our training providers. So if you are interested in that particular side of the grant, feel free to reach out to us and we will get you connected to the people that you need to speak with. But for the purpose of today's presentation, this is strictly employer focused. So as many of you know, this grant has been around for several years. We're actually in the 9th iteration of it. It runs program year, so July 1 to June 30th each year. It has changed every year. There have been different parameters around the grant, different amounts of funding that we've been able to disperse. And so, I'm sorry, Rachel, you said you can't see the slides?
No, it's just us.
Okay, let me try to, thank you. I'll try to share this again.
There you go.
Okay. Did it click off from the beginning or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go through these a little slowly so that you all can at least see what I was talking about. And again, we will send this out in PDF format. But again, here are 12 regional partners. So we can send. Are we all good now? Okay. My computer keeps jumping around doing things that I'm not doing, so I'm not quite sure what's going on, but we'll go with it. Rachel, stop me if we need to. Like I said, we are in the 9th year of this grant. So there are a lot of changes that are happening this year, which is why we wanted to hold this webinar today, so we can make sure that we could tell as many people at the same time what has been going on. So for those of you that did not know, this particular grant is funded by the state, so it does have to be approved by the legislature, which went through many changes with our new governor this year. So what happened was this used to be a separate line item in the state budget, and now it is included in a workforce innovation line item. So it is used for not only next level jobs, but also other things that the state will be prioritizing. So we are seeing a decrease in funding for this year from DWD. So our region in Region 12 will receive $250,000 at the start of the program year, which is now. And then we anticipate getting another round of funding in October, but we do not know the amount at this time. So why that is important for you all is that we really need to get any training plans in and applications in very quickly so that we are able to communicate to the state what the need is in Marion County. But employers are eligible for up to $50,000 for the program year and up to $5,000 per trainee. So when you are submitting training plans, you'll need to have how many people you are training, the cost of the training. Our team will work with you on details of that training. Really, what you need to think about when you're applying for this grant is what competencies are going to be learned. If this is going to result in a industry-specific, nationally recognized credential, or if it's more of a company-specific training. So in the past, that company-specific training has been eligible for up to $3,000. This year, it is eligible for up to $1,000. Also, many of you know that the graduation requirements are changing in the state, and there is a lot of work going on around work-based learning for young people. So we do want to make sure that if you are employing a high school student in a work-based learning program, you know that this grant is available to you for up to $1,000 per trainee. That is part of that. So that is the nuts and bolts of like the basics of how much you are eligible for. There are other parameters around the training. So you do need to receive a 5% wage increase at the completion of training. And you also need to have a starting wage of at least $19 an hour. So we'll talk a little bit about what reimbursement looks like later in the presentation, but those are the basics. So if you're thinking about specific people in your company that you would like to upskill, think about what those minimum wages are for them. The other thing I would like you to all think about, recently had a conversation with an employer, and they didn't understand what details we needed in a training plan. So the example I gave to her is if I called you as an employer and I said, hey, I want to train your employees in project management, I want you to pay me $12,000, and that's all I told you, and I didn't tell you anything else, you probably wouldn't hire me to train your employees. You would want a lot more information, what competencies they were going to learn, how it was going to be taught, how much time it was going to take. So just think about that as you're putting training plans together for us as well. The other piece of the details of this grant are that employees need to be retained for 6 months from the start date of training. So at your time when you want to reimburse, you just have to wait until that start date. So if you have started training on July 1st, you would be eligible on January 1st to submit for reimbursement. Employers can use trainings that are found on the DWD website. We're going to share all of this information with you as well. All training must be at least 40 hours in length. It can be longer than that. It can be multi-year apprenticeships, but it has to be a minimum of 40 hours. We also need to know what your state unemployment tax ID number is, so your SUTA number, and your federal employer identification number as well. So this is information that you should have as a registered business with the state, but if you have any questions about that, we can help you. So how do you actually go about applying for this? This is a little bit different this year as well. So if you have already completed a business interest form in the past, or if you have been funded in the past, you can go in and sign into the portal through the Next Level Jobs website. Again, we will be sharing this link with you, so you will have it. If you have not ever applied for this grant, ever done anything with DWD, you will need to work with our team to make sure that you are all set up in their system correctly. And you will do that by emailing either your account manager if you're already working with someone, or if you just need to get connected to us in general, you will email our general business partnerships email, which is available on this slide as well. So we will work to get you set up in the system, and then you will be able to go in and sign in, create an Access Indiana account, and actually enter a training plan. I do want to emphasize that for those of you that have never done this before, please know that you are not alone. Our team on the business partnerships team is really wonderful, and they will walk you through the process. We can hop on a Teams call with you if we need to make sure that you know what you're doing and feel comfortable. But also DWD has provided a lot of great portal user guides. So there's a lot of good information on the website for you about how to enter a training plan, how to add trainees to that training plan, and how to create an invoice. There are screenshots on all these portal user guides. So you can sit and have it open on one screen while you're doing it, and that will make it a lot easier for you as well. Okay, let's talk about reimbursement. So like I said, at that point where you have retained your folks from 6 months from the start date of training, you are eligible for reimbursement. You will do all of that through DWD's system as well. So you will go into the portal just like you did to enter your training plan. You will enter all of your trainees' information. So you'll need to have last 4 digits of social security numbers. You'll have to have start date, that wage at the start of training, and the wage at completion of training. Remember that you are required to give a 5% increase in wage, and you will have to document this when you submit for reimbursement. You'll need to show payroll records from the start date and payroll records after completion of training. This is a checklist. I won't go through absolutely everything on it. We will send this out when we want you to do this. The other piece that is very important in the timing is that all training needs to start before December 30th because all reimbursements have to be done prior to the end of the program year of June 30th, 2026. That is a non-negotiable date with DWD. You have to have it in. And I will tell you, this past year, we did have employers who did not have all of their information submitted in time, and we were not able to reimburse them, even though we had approved their training plan originally. So make sure that you're working with us. We follow up, we send emails, we do reminders to everyone, but we just want to make sure that you have this on your radar as well, and just know how important that date is for you. So you will need to submit documentation through the website. You can upload documents to the portal, so you can upload those payroll records, certificates of completion. And then you'll also need financial information so we can pay out through direct deposit. So a W-9, and then we have an EmployIndy vendor form that will get your direct deposit information as well. So that is a very quick overview. I would like to pause for a second and ask for any questions. And if you have questions, if you can drop them in the chat, Rachel is going to read them out to me if we have them. Rachel, do we not have any? Because I see you're still on mute. Okay. Nobody has any questions. Wow.
Hello.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
The minimum wage of $19 an hour, is that when they start? And this can be applied also to like an apprenticeship type program?
Yes, so new employees need to start at $19 an hour and then would need to receive a 5% increase in wage.
Okay, because our apprenticeship program is tentative, and we weren't starting them out that high, but within the first year, they would reach that high. So is it?
So Jeff, just for the purpose of this webinar, since we have so many people on the call, for specific questions about your specific training program, I would love to follow up afterwards if that's okay. Okay,
Cool.
Thank you. I know there's several questions. If you all can just type your questions in the chat, I think that will help us get through them quicker, and Rachel will read them out to me. So Rachel, if you want to go ahead and throw some to me, that would be great.
The deadline for the current round of funding, which to apply.
Yes. So The current round is July 1 of 2025. So started, 10 days ago, and then it will end June 30th of 2026. But training has to start and all funding will be allocated before December 30th. So if you are interested in applying, quite frankly, I would say get it in as soon as possible. We will start allocations probably in August once we get through the applications and figure out who we're able to fund.
Are you
It
going to
needs
provide
to
a
be
list of
quiet.
training
If you guys
examples?
can mute yourself, that would be great. Thank you. Rachel, I didn't hear what you just said.
Are there training examples available? I think that was one of your slides maybe coming up, or we'll provide
It
the link.
actually is not. No.
Okay.
We can give you, for whoever asked that question, I would say when you follow up with your account manager and we're working with you on your training plan, we can help you with that. We do have a template just in Excel that kind of walks you through what we're actually needing if you don't have an organized training plan. If you're using like a third party training provider or it's an apprenticeship or something like that, you probably already have a syllabus for those types of programs. So you could provide us with the syllabus as well.
Janine wants to know if it's something you have to be approved for initially, and that would be yes, but I'm sure you can
Yes.
elaborate.
Yes. So once you have a training plan in, you will hear from us whether or not you are approved. If you are approved, you will have to sign an agreement with us that states what the training is, how much you're being allotted, and what the terms of it are as well. So if you have not received that from us, you are not approved. And then once you are approved, your training plan will be active in the system and you'll be able to see that when you log in as well.
Walter asked, do independent contractors or 1099 employees qualify?
No, they do not.
The 5% wage increase is upon completion of training. Is this within the retention period?
Yes, it should be. At the time that you are submitting for reimbursement, you should be able to prove that you gave a 5% increase in wage.
Okay, so I have an employee for WRG. I have an employee that needs CPR. If I have an employer that needs CPR training, can I sign that employer up for the training grant and be provider for the training for that specific employer?
The employer has to sign up for themselves. As a training provider, you cannot sign up for them.
So there's,
they
okay, yeah.
Yep. So all this is, again, we are specifically talking about the employer training grant. So this is for employers.
Does the wage increase include increase of the earned commission if they go from 5% commission to 10% commission?
DWD generally does not recognize commission in this. It has to be a salary-based increase. And honestly, since our funds are so limited this year, that will be a focus for us as well.
Is it open now?
It is open now. You will need to use the link that we will provide.
So this Donna said she's been in before and she hasn't been able to get in. So maybe just get with her business partnerships manager.
Correct. If you want to just contact your account manager, they can help you. If you don't have an account manager, that general VP email address, you can email and then we'll get you routed to the right place.
Beth asked, is $19 include high school students? And I believe it's for everyone. So
actually it does not for high school students. That would be separate.
oh, they're
So
low.
If it's a
lower.
high school work-based learning, that would be separate. And also I will say too, we do have, is Jim Hunt on the call, I believe? Jim, are you on the call? Jim Hunt is our regional contact for DWD. So Jim, if you want to pipe up on anything too, you can if you're on the call. I'm not sure if he's here or not.
April
go ahead, Rachel,
is asking about the child care funding she received last year. She received a payment every 2 weeks, but does that disqualify us for this year? I think the hourly might, but you might have input on that, Tracy.
For childcare last year, those employers were funded directly from DWD, but they are now going to be funded by the region. So they would work through the region just like anybody else, and the requirements are the same as anybody else. So if you have specific questions on that, again, like reach out to your account manager or reach out to that business partnerships email and we'll work with you individually.
if we have training that started on July 1st of this year, can that training be considered part of the training requirement presented for approval?
Correct. Anything that started July 1 or after is eligible, yes.
Do the employees have to be pre-hired or do new hires qualify?
New hires do qualify, or you can train existing employees. When you fill out your training plan, you'll actually have an opportunity to put numbers for both. So you would put how many new hires or how many existing employees you're training.
And then April would like to know who the account manager is, and that would be if you don't have an account manager, that would be your the business partnerships at EmployIndy.org, and we'll get you allocated or assigned.
Any other questions for me?
That's all I see.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
One more
If you
real
could-
quick, we can put it inside the chat.
Yeah.
That's okay.
If
I
you-
have a couple other things to go over and I'll open it up for questions again too, but go ahead and Rachel, what was the most recent one?
If you provide a non-credit bearing and a credit bearing training, do you have a partnerships with other organizations or businesses looking for clarification? Oh, yeah, I think we probably just want to go on, then we'll
Okay.
regroup at the end.
Perfect. Okay, so I wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk about other options for funding because, like I said, this grant in particular, we do have decreased funding for this year. So we will not be able to fund as many employers as we have been able to in the past. And so I wanted to bring to everyone's attention of a couple of different options. And again, if you need more information on these things, your account manager or the general business partnerships email, we can absolutely connect you. You'll get a copy of these slides as well. But for the Indy Economic Development, so this is specific to Marion County, Indianapolis, but there are some local incentives for property tax abatements and utility incentives. I'm not going to read through this entire slide. It does have AMA's contact information at the bottom. So if you would like to get more information from them on any of these items, you can reach out to them directly. And then there's two options that I wanted to review for that are both statewide, specifically around hiring interns. So Work and Learn Indiana is actually a program that would provide potentially 50% wage reimbursement on hiring eligible interns. So Anna is the contact for this program. Again, it is a state program and it does count for both high school and college interns. So if this is something that you are already doing or something that you are interested in doing, this is a great way to offset some of those costs. And it's an awesome way to get connected to the schools to help with that work-based learning component that is going to be a graduation requirement as well. Next, I wanted to talk about a micro internship program that is funded through IDC currently. This is in conjunction with a company called Parker Dewey, and their information is on this slide as well. But this is a little bit different because it's funding micro internships. So it's not time-based like Work and Learn would be, but it is more project-based. So if you have projects in your company that maybe you don't have the capacity to get done and an intern would be able to do those things for you, this is a great way to seek some funding for that as well, and an awesome way to give a young person some work experience too. The last couple of slides are from Indiana Economic Development Corporation. So they do have some incentives as well that they wanted me to share. So this is the EDGE tax credit. So if you have not heard about that as well, you can look into the eligibility on this, and their contact information is in here as well. They also have the InStep grant program. So that is another option for funding for you all as well. And Megan Johnson is the contact on these. Her email is on this slide. And so she would be available to answer any questions about that as well. And again, we will send these out for you. I did want to say really quick as I'm finishing up my portion, and again, we'll have some time for questions too, but we do have a upcoming event from EmployIndy that is available for our employer partners. We have a leadership cohort starting around strengthening company culture. So there's a little bit of information on this slide about that as well. So you can reach out to us if you have interest in this. It's a great professional development opportunity, honestly, for our HR partners. So if you want to learn more, please let us know, and we'll connect you with Laura Steele in our Choice Employers program to kind of talk you through that and what all it entails. But I wanted to go back and open it up for more questions. Rachel, I don't know if there's been more in the chat that have come through.
I think I've been able to answer a lot of them.
Okay.
We will be sharing the presentation with everyone. It is more competitive, definitely, than last year. That funding is not, guaranteed and plus there are higher standards than previous years to be taken into consideration. So I think that was one of them. Responded. We will be changing from 1099 to W-2 employees. What length of time do they need to be W-2 employees to qualify? Last year, we're not eligible due to having a SUDA.
That would be one that we'll work with them individually.
Yeah,
I don't
I
have a
think-
straight answer for that. Yeah, we'll connect with them.
And the link will be provided. And if you're new to the system, you will need to work with your business partnerships manager to get into the system.
Mhm.
Tracy, how much did you say our region currently has allocated?
So currently Marion County has been given $250,000, and DWD is saying that there will be another allocation in October. We don't know what that will be. Honestly, we will need to demonstrate need. So we need to get training plans in so we can share with them how much people need and are asking for, and then we'll be able to request more information or more funding at that time. I just don't know how much that will be.
So yes, we are collecting interest forms to, like she said, to clarify that need and make sure we have enough, to show that we have the need.
Mhm.
Can you give clarity to what the first date of the training period is?
Yes, it needs to be somewhere between July 1 of 2025 and December 30th of 2025. It cannot be after that because you have to retain the employee for 6 months before you can submit for reimbursement, and reimbursement has to be submitted by June 30th of 2026. So training again needs to start anywhere from July 1 of this year to December 30th. And I think I just saw a question pop up. It said, do previous plans qualify? You have to reapply every year. So if you've submitted a training plan in the past, you would still need to submit a training plan for this year.
Well, if we do it here in July and do not receive it, and when funds come out in October, even though it's still in the same year, would it still have to be redone, or could?
No, that's a great question. So what will happen is we will approve the people that we're able to approve, and then anyone else who qualifies and we would like to fund, but we just don't have the funding, we'll put them in queue. And then if we receive additional funding, then we'll be able to approve people later.
Is there a max per company?
Yes, the maximum per company is $50,000.
Or is there a maximum number of people per company?
Not necessarily, as long as the total requested is not more than $50,000. And again, you have to meet those parameters. So if it is an industry specific, nationally recognized credential that they are receiving, they are eligible for $5,000 per trainee. If it is not, they are eligible for up to $1,000 per trainee. So some examples of this would be if you are doing a sales training, that would be eligible for up to $1,000 per employee. That is not an industry specific credential.
Tracy, could you cover how many training plans people and what that means that they can submit?
Thank you. Yes, Connie, I can. That's a great, thank you for reminding me of that. You can apply for multiple training plans as long as the total of all of them is not over $50,000. So say you have some like very specific machining that you need training on, but you also have like two different kinds. You can submit up to 5 training plans as long as the total of all of them is not over 50,000.
Also, if you could clarify when we think we're going to be awarding them, and how will they know if they get them or they're in queue?
Yeah, so my guess is that we will start awarding in August just because we're going to need some time to get through all of the training plans. You will know that you have been awarded because you will receive an agreement from us that you have to sign and return. And at that time, your training plan will be active in the system. So if you go into the portal, you can see what the status of your training plan is. If it is not active and you have not signed an agreement, then you are not approved.
Is this going to affect work and learn interns from Kimberly Woolen? I'm not sure if that's connected.
I'm not sure what the question is around, like how it would affect. We'll address her separately via email if we can.
One other thing I wanted to add was just that if you submit your training plans and it's not everything that we need, your account manager will reach out to you and say, we need additional information. It's not like if you send it in and it's not everything we need, we boot you. We'll just we'll either pick up the phone or email you and say, hey, we need a little bit more detail and that kind of thing.
Rachel, are there any more questions?
Chantel asked, does the payment go to the employer or the training company if working on a national credential?
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time.
Does the payment go to the employer or to the training company if working on a national credential?
The payment will go to the employer. Again, this is a reimbursement process. So you will pay your training providers and then you will seek reimbursement from DWD through us. Any other questions right now? And again, we are always here. If you think of something later, please email us. We will be happy to set up a time to talk to you. The other thing that I do want to share with everyone is we do site visits on everyone that we fund for Next Level Jobs. So we will ask to come meet with you in person and see your place of business, and would love to honestly hear stories about the trainees, the people that are receiving training through this program. We like to be able to share that out so that in the future, when we're asking the legislature for more money for this program, that we have specific success stories to share with them. So please know that your account manager will be reaching out to meet with you in person as well. But other than that, I will wrap this up for today. Reach out if you need anything. My contact information is on there. I know that Rachel has also dropped our general business partnerships email address in the chat. So you can reach out to either one and we will be happy to follow up. But we so appreciate everyone being here today, and we'll look forward to working with you. Thanks, everybody.